Joining me now on Fox26Houston.com is the myth, the man, and the people's champ himself, Mr. Paul Wall. What it do?
What it do, baby?
The interview ain't even started. You already having fun, huh?
Yes, sir.
Before we begin, I saw in a previous interview you did with Fox 26's Isaiah Carey, personal friend and mentor. You wanted to be a DJ initially. So tell us how you went from that to being recognized as one of Houston's most legendary rappers.
Well, the people I looked up to the most were the DJs. They were the ones that picked the songs that got played. They're the ones that moved the crowd. They, you know what I'm saying? It's like they were the leaders of the culture. So I love the DJs. I looked up to them, and that was a career path I could see myself going down. As a rapper or MC, that was something that I like to do, that we did for fun, but I didn't really think that it was possible for me to be like a career, rapper, just because I didn't really see or know anybody who did that as a career. I didn't think it was even possible, like being a president or something. People tell you could do it if you believe, but I just didn't think it was really possible. So being a DJ was where I could really, play the songs I liked. And I got a different selection, different type of, I got a niche interest in my particular sounds that I like to listen to and play. Not so much mainstream. I'm a lot more underground. So I really took pride in the power of being able to bring the underground to the speakers of whoever I'm DJing for, whether it's at a party, a club, on a mixtape or whatever I was doing. So I really enjoyed being the DJ. That was something I really love doing. Still do. Every now and then I'll come out on the turntables. Matter of fact, the last time I DJ'd was with Red Bull as well at Megan Thee Stallion concert here in Houston. So you never know when you might see your boy DJ Paul Wall back in action.
Do you prefer one or the other?
I prefer DJing personally, just because, you get to play whatever you want to. And, I don't, like I said, I don't like listening to just regular mainstream music that you hear, that gets shoved down your throat and pounded down your earlobes, saying song after song after song. You just hear the same songs over and over again. I like the underground. So, you know what I'm saying? I might play, even if I play something mainstream, it's going to be like, a little lesser known mainstream. Like, it might be a mainstream artist, but one of the songs on their album that might be lesser known, but more jamming to me. Those were the songs that were really true. A lot of the mainstream stuff is more like poppy. It's geared toward a certain audience that I'm not a part of. I'm not a part of that audience is catered to, so I like the music just catered to me, which is that underground, baby.
I get that. And it's been nearly 20 years since your first album, The People's Champ, dropped, and you're still making music. How do you maintain the creativity as an artist?
There's so much inspiration around us. I'm still inspired by the original things that inspired me 20 years ago. But, there's so many new inspirations around us that, it's just every day I wake up, you just get inspired to write, or, you hear things, you get in conversations with people, and it's like, okay, that'd be a cold bar to put in a rap or verse. But, I think the biggest inspirations to me are the producers. When they send me them beats or we're in the studio and they playing music, the music really speaks to my soul, and it just brings something out of me. And that's I think the biggest inspiration for me is when I'm in there with some dope producers, so shout out to all the dope producers out there. You know what I'm saying? I know that, there's some artists who just, you just play a beat and they rap or whatever. You email them some tracks and they pick whatever they like or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But me, I'm the type of people where I like to get in there with the producer and really just vibe, collaborate, so you just feed off of each other's energy.
I love that. And speaking of that musical energy, Houston has such a deep musical history. But in your opinion, what is it about Houston's scene and maybe even Texas's music scene that grabs and keeps people's attention?
We're so culturally diverse. So there's so many people that are represented, throughout the sounds that you hear. And I think that we're so unique from the rest of the world. We're the world's most, at least America's most diverse city. So, I think, that definitely just, sparks and piques that interest in a lot of people, just because our uniqueness is just so different. And it's one of those things where, you just walking down the beach and you see something shining in the sand. We Houston, we're that thing shining in the sand when you're walking down the beach and you're like, what is that shining in the sand over there? You just want to go dig in the sand and pick through and see what it is. That's us. So, I think just, and me, when I first came on the scene as a rapper too, what I wanted was to be different. I didn't want to sound like everybody. Of course, I have my influences you know, my key influences who influenced me. And, you know, you could hear that throughout my music, even still to this day. But I always wanted to take the path that was less traveled, or that was just a different sounding, you know, or even how we would do like a lot of exaggerations in our verses in the early days, a lot of braggadocious rapping with similes, metaphors. We try to be clever in different type of ways. We try to be a little comical here and there, you know, so we would just always try to be different. So when I see the next generation or different younger or newer generations, you know, coming different, I always applaud that, and I understand it. I get it. You know, sometimes when we get a little older, we want, you know, the people to come behind us to look and sound and dress and act just like we did. But, you know, I know I remember what it was like to, man, you know, I respect that. I like that, but I got to be me. You know, I want to carve my own path in this. So, you know, shout out to all the youth out there, all the new artists out there, carving their own way, you know, making their own way. Keep being you, keep doing you, and keep representing for us. You know what I'm saying? Keep representing, but do you for sure.
Absolutely. So speaking of finding your own sound, how you feeling about the competition? Garrett Clark Jr., you know, you're going against him, and he's kind of cemented himself in, like, his own brand.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, man. If it's a competition, I lost hands down, man.
No.
He the greatest, man. He's so cold at everything he does, man. When he's playing that guitar, it's so mesmerizing on stage, man. It's just so mesmerizing when you see him, especially live. It's, man, you can feel it and see it, and you just in that essence and his presence, man. If it's a competition, hey, man, I lost. For sure, I lost, man. It's more collaboration than a competition. You know, that's at least that's how I'm looking at it. That's, you know, that's what the loser always say. Loser always say, "Oh, we had a good time. We put in a good fight." You know, well, yeah, man. Nah, if it's a collaboration, I mean, if it's a, you know, that's what it is, collaborate. If it's a competition, he's definitely about to win this. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, you're already the people's champ. So how's it feel to be? I mean, like, I guess you already said it, but you're defending your crown. You represented for Houston and Texas as a whole.
Well, you know, Gary, he from Austin, but, you know, he represents for Texas too. So, you know what I'm saying? We in it together, and we know we got very different sounds and styles. But when you listen to him, you can hear that same Texas influence. The same things that influence me influence him. So, you know, you can definitely hear a lot of similarities. Although I can't play the guitar, you know what I'm saying? And my chops, my singing chops, I might be a little off key, you know, a little out of tune, you know what I'm saying? I'm putting that auto tune to the limit when I'm on the mic, you know what I'm saying, when I'm trying to sing. But
I
no,
get that.
you know, definitely, you know, it's all good. I'm definitely gonna hold my own, but, you know, hey, I'm cool. You know, if you putting LeBron James and Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan next to each other, I'm cool being any one of those. You know what I'm saying? You know, of course, you know, we're gonna say Jordan the greatest, you know what I'm saying, or LeBron, whoever
Yeah.
the greatest, that's Gary. Whoever the greatest is, that's Gary. I'm the one standing next to him. I'm Kobe or LeBron or I'm the other one. You know, that's me. So I'm still gonna be holding my own, but definitely, man, Garrett Clark Jr., man, he's so dope, man. He's just such a great representation for Texas music on the national scene too, man. Wow, he's just all across the country, and then worldwide, he putting on for Texas in a major way. So big shouts out to Garrett Clark Jr.
I'm sure he'd love to hear that. Well, speaking, but y'all are going against each other in SoundClash. What's something specific about it you're looking forward to? Because I think you hosted last year, right?
Yeah, I was so blessed to host last year for Cam Franklin and the Suffers on the Suffer stage. It was the Suffers versus Tank and the Bangers, and Big Frito was hosting that stage. So it was a dope experience last year. You know, this year when I got to be one of the main artists performing, of course, it was like, okay, I got to get Cam to be my host now. Cam Franklin gonna be
There you
my
go.
host now. Yeah. So, you know, I'm just being that front and center last year, part of all of it. You get to really see how a Red Bull SoundClash works. And it's a once in a lifetime experience just to see, you know, these artists on stage like this going at it live. And it's just it's something you can feel, you know what I'm saying? When you in there, you gonna feel it, and you gonna walk out of there like, man, that was a hell of a show we just went to. So we're real excited. You know, we got a lot of special surprises we're gonna pull out, you know what I'm saying, for this. We've been working on this for a long time, you know what I'm saying? And we gonna have a great time on that stage.
No, I'm hoping to come out. I'm waiting for my media pass. What's something specific that you're most excited about for fans to check out as well?
But one of the most things I'm excited about is, you know, we got my boy OG Ron C. He's gonna be DJing for me on there, and you know, we're gonna do our thing. You know what I'm saying? And it's been a while since me and OG Ron C got to rock out together, so that's one of the most exciting things for me right there.
Nice. And I know you had a recent single drop, a few collaborative albums. One of them, Baby Bash, who also lives in Houston. Can you talk a little about that?
Yes, sir. Shout out to my boy Baby Bash. What up? We got an album series called The Legalizers. We usually drop every year. So we just dropped part 3 called The Legalizers Part 3. It's called Plant Based. And you know, it's all, you know, cannabis inspired music, you know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of it is educational, some of it is just us having a good time, but it's all dope music. So Legalizers Part 3 Plant Based is out right now. Power Wall, Baby Bash. What it do, Baby Bash? What's up, baby?
I love it. And you've been doing a lot of work outside of music. I seen you were in Netflix's Mo. Are you getting any sleep?
I mean, a little bit here and there, you know what I'm saying? But you know, when you're doing something you love to do, you know what I'm saying, just which is living, you know, just being alive and being able to just pursue these type of passions that we have opportunity to something like that. You get the opportunity to be on the show. Mo, man, shout out to Mo Almer. He brought Netflix to Houston and he put together a full multi-million-dollar production show based on immigrants' life in Houston, growing up on the Southwest side. He got so much Houston culture in there. My boy Bun B in there, Toby Nwigwe in there, man, and they doing some real acting. I was in there doing like the cameo acting where I'm just standing there and you're like, oh, wow. Bun B was in there, a preacher. He in there doing some real acting where he like crying and it's emotional. Like, man, I'm like, man, I'm glad
Yeah,
I got
that was a good
I got the
scene.
easy role, man. But yeah, check it out on Netflix. Mo, you know what I'm saying? I'm hoping that they bring it back for a season 2. Maybe I get a call back, man. Maybe I'll get an expanded role in season 2. Maybe I'll put in some work as a prison guard. You know, that was my role in the on season 1 was I was a security guard at the immigration court.
And if anyone's watching this, please read my review on that show too. Is there anything else you want to add before we end this interview?
Hey man, thank you for everybody in H-Town always rocking out, always support me in everything I do. Hey, go Stros, baby, go Stros!
Go Stros, you heard it here, folks. You heard it here. Paul Wall, the People's Champ, talking about SoundClash happening Thursday, November 10th at 713 Music Hall. Champ, thank you for your time and wish you the best of luck.
Yes, sir. Thank you.